Hey guys, it has been a while, but today I wanted to come on and I wanted to use a whole paper pad because I've been redoing my office and I have tons of paper and it needs to be used. So I thought I would just record while I figure out what I want to do with everything. This is the paper pad that I'm using. This is the back of it, and I got it for So I'm just going to finish cutting off this sheet here, and then I'm going to move on to the next sheets and cut them apart too. I just wanted to tell you guys, I'm really sorry that this video is so late and that the quality of the audio is not very good. So I'm using a new editing software. And if you've been with me for any length of time, you know that about every year I run into this problem with my editing software. So I just decided to go with a completely different one. So I hope the audio and the quality is not too bad, but you're going to have to learn with me because I'm learning a whole new system. So just be patient. Maybe not learn with me, but be patient with me. And also another reason that it sucks so bad is because I need a new microphone. I've been saying it for years probably, but I'm cheap, so I need to buy one. Anyway, back to what I'm doing on the video here. So all I'm doing is I'm taking these pieces that I cut and I'm making them into envelopes and cards, and I've got all sorts of leftover material from this one sheet to decorate with. So I'm not going to give you any kind of measurements, even though you'll see me showing 5s and 3s with my fingers. I decided against it, and the reason is because I'm cutting right here and I told you, I'm scoring. Or no, I'm cutting. And I told you 4 and it's a 4x5. So I'm making it a 4x10 because it's a 4x5 card. The problem is that these pages were never a true 12x12. So if I'm telling you all these cuts to do, you're not going to be able to make the same projects I am, because this page was like a 12x13. So you're not going to get the same amount of envelopes and cards that I did. So that's why I'm not showing you. All I'm going to tell you is take your 12x12 and just cut it down to make the largest card that you think you can, and then see what you can make with your left. So you can still do this project even if you don't have an envelope punch board. You can just look on YouTube and type in how to make envelopes, and it'll show you the type of, or the size of the paper that you need to make the envelope for whatever type of card you're making. So don't be discouraged if you don't have one of these envelope punch boards. You can still do a really good project with cards and envelopes. Okay, something else I did was I took, I think it was 6 sheets of paper, and I made these policy envelopes, and I'll show you the way that I did it. I used a 12x12. Well, actually I probably used a 12x13 because that's what these are. But anyway, you can do it with a 12x12. So I took a 12 by 12 and I scored on one side at 5 inches. And then I flipped it around and I scored that side at 1 inch. And then you're going to flip it upside down the other way, and you're going to score one side at 3 inches and one side at 1 inch. So right now I'm doing the first step. I'm scoring at 5 inches. And then I wanted to make sure that I only went over 1 inch, so you'll see me drag the other one over to make sure it's just 1 inch. So go ahead and on the other side and score at 1 inch. So now we're going to flip it around the other way. I am going to cut off this little bit of branding strip that I have here. And then the two measurements that I'm going to do is 3 inches on one side and score, and then flip it to the other side and do 1 inch. So this is my 1 inch side. This is my 5 inch side, and you'll see how these two are going to come together. Okay, so the bottom is going to be 1 inch and the top is going to be 3 inches. So here I'm just scoring 1 inch on the bottom, 3 inches on the top. Okay, so I'm going to do my very best to explain to you what I'm doing. Right now, I'm just showing you where each side is. And I take that back. That's not a 1 inch side. That's a 1 1/4 inch side. So it's 1 1/4 inch and 5 inches. Sorry about that, guys. So that's what I'm trying to do, is I'm trying to show you that that's the 3 inch side, that's the 1 1/4 inch side, that's the 5 inch side, and that down there is the 1 inch side. So let me see if I can get just a shot of all of these numbers. It's really hard. I can't. All right, it's really hard to see, but anyway, I'm going in and putting X's on all of the areas that we're going to cut out to make this policy envelope. And again, I will do my very best to explain what I'm doing, but we're basically just cutting out all of those little sections that we created with scoring lines. We're going to cut out all those little sections that I'm marking right now, and honestly, cut at an angle. So if you see I'm coming in at a diagonal angle, I'm not going straight up and down. And if I do go straight up and down, I will go back and angle cut later. It just depends on, like, I don't know what kind of mood I'm in or something. I don't know. So sometimes I sometimes I angle cut them in the beginning. Sometimes I just do a straight cut and go back and angle cut. But when you angle cut, you're leaving out a lot of the bulk, so everything folds and glues much more smoothly. So again, I hope you can see what I'm doing. I'm just going in and taking out all of the areas that we have big X's on, and then we will put our policy envelope together, and you'll see it, you know, as you start to cut these pieces off, you're going to see how the policy envelope is going to come together. So I just wanted to make a box for this to keep all of the cards and envelopes that I'm making. I wanted to keep this whole kit together, so that's why I'm making a box for it. I'm just using two 12 by 12 pieces of paper, and I'm literally just making some score lines at 1.5 inches on both of these, and then you'll see I'll just make some slits that make the corner of the boxes, and it's really simple to put together. So if you need a detailed instruction guide, then go ahead and look up on YouTube how to make a box out of 2 12 by 12 pieces of paper, and it'll take you right to one of them. Okay, so what I did was I went and got a whole bunch of other stickers and ephemera and even some pieces of scrap paper that all went with the collection that I'm working with. And that way I have plenty of things to decorate these cards and envelopes with. So my plan is to decorate all of the small envelopes and then decorate all of the cards and then decorate all of the policy envelopes. And I will tell you, I end up with quite a bit extra as far as ephemera and gems and things like that go, sentiments. But it's fine because I can always use it in another project. So I just file it right back along with my other ephemera into color order. So it's ready for me next time. going to review what we have here already and what we still need to do. We've got our box that we made. Inside our box, I just have the policy envelopes that we already made. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those. I forgot to do that one. How about that? I still need to decorate that. They did not turn out all the same size. Look at that. There's some that are off. I don't care. They're still beautiful. So those are finished except for that one I still need to decorate. So I put this to the side just to kind of keep it out of the way. Next we have all of the card bases that I made. Okay, this is all the card bases. I have our small gift card envelopes. I have all of our large envelopes for these cards. And I have a whole box of goodies. So I've gone through and taken out, this is just scrap paper because I had screwed up a couple things. So I just saved it as scrap paper. And then I've got all these pieces of scrap paper. I've also got these 3x5 cards here that I can use for card bases, or the front of cards, you know what I mean. And then I've got sentiments here. I've got some flowers that I pulled from other pieces of, you know, ephemera in other areas. These are also some more scraps here. I got some when I use stickers, I'll go ahead and just stick them to the piece of paper and then I'll fussy cut them. Or sometimes they just come right off the piece of paper, especially if they're these Dollar Tree ones. They'll come right off the paper. Otherwise, I'll just fussy cut around it and glue it to my card. Again, just some other things I've taken from my stash. And let's get to creating. I've also got a whole bunch of Project Life cards. I've got Project Life cards. I've got more cut-aparts from this series here. And then I've got some more stickers. I've got butterflies. I've got flowers. So I've got plenty to work with. I've also got some ribbon that I'm going to try to use. So I will go into creative mode. And I'll let you hang out with me while I create. Okay, so just to go over what we have here, we have the only things that are left are these pieces right here, and these, I think they're not 6 by, oh yeah, they are 6 by 6s. So I will definitely file those away for another project. So that's all I had left of the paper, and this is what we made. Well, what I made. You guys hung out with me. So these are just some gift card envelopes, and they just have some really simple decorations. I'm just showing you that a gift card fits nicely in there, and I just wrapped them very loosely in twine, and that way they just come out really nicely. But they turned out really cute. I really enjoyed decorating all of these. I really did. That's my favorite part of any kind of crafting, is the actual decorating of, you know, the front of the book or the inside of the book or the card. So this was definitely my favorite part of this. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed hanging out with me today. It was a little crazy video because of all of this new editing software and all of that. So I'm really sorry if it's a mess. I'm going to try my best to upload it and see what it turns out like. So fingers crossed, you guys. I really hope that the video is okay and I don't have to go pull it or edit it again, because this video's been a week in the making. So I hope that everything turned out okay. All right, guys, I will see you in my next video. Take care. Bye-bye.